All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. We are back as we always are on Thursdays with the Platinum class. It is season 14, and this is going to be round 3 of this season. And this is going to be a race at the newly updated Albert Park Circuit in Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix here at Trinity Competitive Racing. We are racing on crossplay and cross-platform for the second week in a row now, which is going to be super excited. And watching on board now with a kind of special player, Budweiser 420 is officially going to be TCR's very first Xbox player. Welcome to Budweiser, welcome to his debut in Trinity Competitive Racing, but also welcome to everyone else watching right now on YouTube and on Twitch. This is Blend Machine with you guys tonight in the booth, and with me as my co-commentator is no other than Mr. Sensation. Welcome once again.
Hey, what's going on, Blend? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Happy to have you in the booth with me tonight. I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting Grand Prix. We had a very action-packed race in the silver class. Gold was pretty okay. There was a lot of action, but they were a lot cleaner. What do you think we're in for here tonight in the platinum class?
A lot of high-speed crashes. I think that's what we're going to be in for tonight, especially with this track being... well, it's still the same track, just a little bit of a cosmetic change as far as the Sector 2 is concerned, and a little bit of the third sector. But it should be a very high intense wheel-to-wheel battle like last night at the Golden class.
All right, and have you had a chance to drive this new track? And if so, how do you feel about this one versus the old track? Which one do you like better?
Actually, I like this one better. I like that they got rid of that chicane in the first sector, entering into Sector 2, so I'm actually happy about that. The third sector is a little tricky, which will catch people out there, because you got that little runoff area with the gravel. It's more of a tighter turn than before. It was, I think it was like wider in the original one, and now this one is a little bit tighter. So I actually enjoy it. I definitely do like this new version of the track. All
right, well, that's kind of against what I like, because I was a big fan of the old track, honestly. Yeah. I do like the change that they made in the second sector over here by making that corner really nice and long and pretty much a straight. Yeah. But not a huge fan of that change that they made to turn 13, where it's now a 90-degree corner. Right. Yeah, it makes it so much harder. And I've tried so many different lines through there. There's just not a good line through there. They just made it a really bad corner. Like, that's just all it is. But
yeah, you gotta kind of play the wall, basically, and then kind of turn it in, but you also have to stay off the runoff area just to make it a smooth, because you want to avoid it, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna see, probably tonight we're gonna see a lot of people spin off. Yeah, I think you just pretty much have to slow down a little bit earlier for that corner, and you just have to really slow down for it, like really slow down for it. So we'll see how that goes here tonight for our drivers. As you mentioned, I think it's going to be a pretty exciting race. Australia usually doesn't disappoint. We usually get some really good racing. So we'll see how it's going to be tonight. Quick overview, I guess, of the situations right now in the points after 2 rounds. We have a race in Brazil and Japan. We had 2 different winners. Tasmanian Devil, or B-Tom, as he's currently known, won in Brazil. And then we had 007 Professional winning in Japan last week. So it's very tight at the top. 43 points for 007 Professional and 42 for B-Tom in second place. Seafreeze in third with 19. Bats Plus in fourth with 16. Silent in fifth place with 15 points. And Cam with 14. Adakov and Toaster tied at 12. Very, very tight for the Driver Championship after 2 rounds.
And on the team side of things, Mercedes is leading with 58 points. Red Bull has 42, Alfa Romeo at 24, Ferrari 19, Alpine with 16, Haas with 14, AlphaTauri with 8, tied with McLaren, and Aston Martin with 1 point, Williams with none in last place. But they could possibly have a chance here tonight, and they have a new driver joining them. We've already mentioned them earlier, Budweiser 420, joining us on the Xbox.
That should be interesting how that will play out. Hopefully there's no connection issues, lag issues with the crossover play. Oh, B-Time slided out of that last corner, and he gets pole position, 117.8. Wow. I mean, I wish you could have saw the rear end just slide out. I mean, it was like a Lewis Hamilton. Just beautiful how he did it. I don't think he tried to do that intentionally, but it's just, oh wow, okay, same TJ, nice, 117.4.
And I think there was a Haas spun out through the middle sector. Was that a Haas though? I think it might have been a Mercedes.
Because the Haas team actually has been struggling. Before we had started the stream, I was watching Cam and
Mebby. Sorry to interrupt there. Mebby was on a very fast lap, came across the last corner, and on the exit just applied a little bit too much throttle, spun around, hit the wall. He's missing his front wing, but he's still in qualifying. He's very lucky to stay in it after that hard of an impact. That was a big one.
Oh man, yeah, that last corner is going to be tough. Putting the power down, probably feel like putting it down a little earlier than they should in that last apex.
Let's watch on board with 007 Professional. He just made his way through 9 and 10. He's going to be going down into the new, well no, this is the new corner now, where they kind of took out the previous one. 11 and 12 has been here, but it's a very tricky one. Oh, he ran wide, but he managed to keep it within the track limits. Very lucky. 007 Professional now into turn 13. Doing a pretty good job through there. 14, and now 15 and 16 left to go. They have been pretty tricky here for a lot of drivers in the last couple of corners. Let's see if Professional can keep it all together. He does. Rides the curb on the outside, opens up the DRS, coming across the line. Good enough for P2, 117.828, beating out B-Tom for that position at the moment.
Nice.
And TJ still on pole and still away by about 0.3 of a second. Not too shabby. We've got 6 minutes to go in qualifying. If you guys are watching, again, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, send in some comments in the chat. There's still no comments coming in, so let us know your predictions or who you're rooting for here tonight, and anything else you want to say. We'll be happy to hear from you. Sensation, what do you want to say? Any comments so far about qualifying? Anything, any patterns you're seeing?
It seems like the low 117s. I want to see if somebody gonna get, I like to see somebody get a little lower than I guess what is the standard time here. So maybe we might get a 116. Maybe I would like to see that, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I would like to say an early prediction. I got a top 3 of same TJ, Professional, and his teammate Verstappen on the podium for tonight's race.
All right, early predictions coming in from Mrs. Sensation. I'm not decided yet. I'm gonna give it a little bit here until the end of qualifying and see what happens. But if you guys have any early predictions as well, let us know, as I mentioned in the live chat right now. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this one's gonna go. It's a very tough track in a lot of different ways. It's got 16 corners, strict track limits here tonight as we see Bats Plus running across those track limits, and he's invalidated his lap and he's going into the pits. TJ's coming out for an out lap. It's 5.2 kilometers for a single lap around here, 3.2 miles. And we're going to be doing 29 laps for a 50% race distance.
Nice.
Let's get ready for that. I'm pretty damn excited. I've got Mrs. Sensation in the booth with me tonight, so we're gonna get some good commentary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Indeed. I'm taking a look at a good, nice cold Budweiser here. 420's look like okay. Now he went to the pits. Never mind. I thought we was gonna see him give it a go. Okay, McChicken retired.
Yeah, a lot of people in the pits right now, except for TJ and a couple of other cars. B-Tom onto pole position with a 117.409.
Wow. That's crazy.
Very quick there, beating out his own teammate for that pole position. Let's see what TJ can do. Is he going to be able to shave off? He only needs less than a tenth to take that pole position, so it might be very close here as he starts his lap. Let's jump on board and walk you guys through a lap of Melbourne here. Turn 1 and 2 are called Brabham and Jones. Very famous Formula 1 names, of course. And then we're coming into turn 3 and 4, which apparently do not have any names, but we'll just call it the second chicane. As he makes his way pretty nicely through 3 and 4 into turn 5, which is called Whiteford. And making his way now into turn 6. Quick little flick to the right there, and back to the left, and back to the right, and now you're just in for the right through Clark. And down into turn 11 and 12, which is going to be coming up in just a moment, which was one of the trickiest moments on this whole lap. It can really throw you off. It's easy to go over the lines, but looks like TJ makes it pretty nicely through there, opens up the DRS on the back little straight there, and turn 13 is called Ascari. And again, another very famous F1 name, and then into Stewart. And this is turn 15, which is Cross. And then turn 16 for the final time. Opens up the DRS. He's going to be crossing the line. TJ into pole position. 117.369.
Wow. Wow. You had me with those names there. What when you said Clark, that was referring to Jim Clark, and Jones, is that referring to Alan Jones?
I think so, yeah. And then, of course, Alain Prost.
Right.
Was it Jack Brabham?
Yep.
Clark. That's, oh my god. Jim Clark? Yeah, you already mentioned
Clark.
that one. And then, which one is a Stewart?
Ascari, I think you said?
Yeah, Ascari's turn 13. I'm not sure which one is Stewart. Jackie Stewart, that's right. Sir Jackie. All right, perfect. Well, we've got all of them figured out, except for Whiteford, turn 5. Never heard of that name.
Whiteford, yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah.
Like
I'm surprised they had the updated list and like the updated track already. Usually it takes a while for them to kind of put that out there, but I was able to find the new track, and all the corner names are pretty much exactly the same, except for there's less of them now.
I see. You think with that sector 2, do you think there should be a DRS zone, or it's too tricky for it? 'Cause you kind of
it's a little tricky. I mean, I think well, first of all, there's already 3 DRS zones on the track, so putting in a 4th could be a little bit crazy. But that straight is big enough anyways. They get up to a pretty decent speed through there.
Yeah.
But let's see here, 007 Professional and the Mercedes. He's currently in P4, but he's only about 0.4 of a second away from pole position. He's on his lap right now. He's on the new kind of back straight, I guess, which is not a straight. It's actually a big S, but he does a purple sector through sector 2. He's 2/10 quicker than his own fastest time, so that would put him into P3 at the moment. If he can shave off another couple of tenths or so, he might be able to jump into P2 or the pole position. 007 Professional coming into the last couple of corners now. The last corner, of course, can be very tricky. You gotta really modulate your throttle on the exit. He opens up the DRS wing. He crosses the line. Only good enough for P3 at the moment, but it's a 1:17.587. Very well done from 007 Professional. Stanley is still on the lap as well. He looks like he's going to be the last person to cross the line here.
Yeah,
and that's going to decide qualifying.
Yeah, I think he had messed up at the end. So he's just going to bring it in.
Alright, I think that's pretty much going to decide it there. A couple of really cool comments coming in the live chat. Mike F1 says, love watching this channel. Keep up the great league content. And
Awesome.
Tom Barsik saying, I agree, this is my favorite league to watch. Oh,
Nice.
you guys are awesome.
Nice, nice.
You guys are the best. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and send in some more comments. Let us know who is going to be on those top steps in your opinion here tonight. But it's TJ starting on pole position with his teammate B-Tom in P2 on the front row. And then on the second row, we got 007 Professional with Mebby. We have Seafreeze in 5th, Stanley in 6th, Dreamzy in 7th, Bats Plus in 8th, and Chargers starting in 9th. Chatty Duck is going to round out the top 10. Tebow in 11th, Verstappen in 12th, Budweiser in 13th, Cam in 14th, McChicken in 15th place, and Captain Blade starting at the back of the grid with no time set in the qualifying session.
And there's no warm-ups laps, right? There's no formation laps still?
I don't think so. We didn't have one in silver class, so I don't think there's going to be one here tonight either. So we're going to give our drivers some time to get their strategies worked out, figure out any kind of last-second setup changes, if there are any, or if they're able to make any, because, of course, with Parc Fermé, you can't really do much.
Right.
But, yeah, and then we're going to get going. So, Sensation, again, your predictions for tonight, not just for the finishes, but in general, what do you think we're going to see in this race?
Oh, there's going to be about 2 safety cars. I think we're going to get a virtual probably out the start. We've been seeing a lot of back-end grid mishaps, I believe, from the first 2 races. So I don't think this one's going to be any different. And we're definitely going to see, like I said, some wheel-to-wheel racing. I think the key to the race will be pay attention to the second sector, since this is going to be very fast pace, and I do feel there's going to be some hard collisions. Somebody's going to touch the wall, not intentionally, but I think it's going to play a factor. Absolutely.
And of course we don't know what weather is like, so we might get some rain. That would be cool.
Cool for us, not for them.
Yeah, that would be cool to watch. We did not get rain in the first couple of races this week, not in silver or gold, so maybe not. But Australia can be a little bit tricky with weather. It could all of a sudden start raining on you, so we'll see how that goes.
The shadow plays a factor too.
Yeah.
For people who break their braking points, it's you feel like it's a different race when you got those that 4 or 5 o'clock shadow over certain areas of the track. Oh, here we go.
There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on. And we go racing here in Australia. Let's see what kind of start we've got here. A bunch of overtaking happening in the midfield, and at the back we're going down into turn 1. Oh, we've got a Red Bull wide a little bit, and looks like Seafreeze and Mebby battling it out here for position for P4. Oh, Mebby braking there a little bit earlier to avoid an incident. Doing a pretty good job, but he's still side by side with Seafreeze as they come up into turn 4 and 5. And looks like maybe he's going to take that position for now. And sorry, he was battling with Stanley, not with Seafreeze. That was my bad. Seafreeze is up there in P4, catching up to B-Tom. And we have a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like Verstappen has dropped back a little bit. I'm not sure if he had a spin or a collision, but he's a little bit farther back than everybody else. Bats Plus and Captain Blade exchanging positions there. Looks like Bats Plus has gotten ahead of McChicken just recently. McChicken is trying to fight him back now into turn 13. Oh, there's a lot of action happening everywhere. Captain Blade in front of them, also battling it out with Dreamsy. Oh, Captain Blade there losing the back end of the car. Bats forward. McChicken had to slam on the brakes. Bats Plus is going to overtake him. And that was very quick reactions from those drivers there.
Definitely. And McChicken's the only guy on the softs. Most of the drivers are on the mediums, and you got Bats and Cam on the hard compounds as well.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very tight race here. TJ 1.1 seconds clear in place. B-Tom dropped down to P3. Seafreeze catching up. Mabby catching up to the guys in front as well. Everybody in the top, what is that, 13, 14? Everyone's within a second of each other. Oh, it looks like Captain Blade dropped a few positions. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't see any major damage on anyone's car, so it might have just been a small little incident. Now we've got Tebow catching up right to the back of Budweiser. Budweiser almost going for a move there on Bats Plus. He had to look for a moment and had to pull out of it, but pretty good racing so far. A lot of overtaking, a lot of position changes.
Definitely. Same TJ, he's putting in the numbers.
And the DRS is now enabled, so this is going to get a lot more fun here in just a second. At the front there, B-Tom catching up to 007 Professional. And he's probably going to be trying to make a move here pretty soon. They're going to have to wait until the exit of turn 12 for the first time to use DRS in this race. And let's see if he's going to overtake him before they get there, because they are very quick right now, especially B-Tom showing a lot of pace.
Oh! McChicken just went straight into the wall. Jesus. He is done.
I think that's going to be a safety car possibly, and since everybody was so close together, I didn't even have time to switch over to a driver to see what happened, but VSC is on. I can only see that from the signs on the track.
Yeah, he just completely lost control of the car. He just went straight on into the wall. I don't know if he got loose. Nobody hit him or anything like that. I think he got a little bit loose on the traction, and he just went straight on, head on.
Wow, yeah, and just before that happened, I was about to read out a comment in the chat that said, "Good reaction from McChicken, lost the place but avoided damage." And unfortunately, right after that incident happened there. So we're back to green flag racing. DRS re-enabled once again, and this time we're actually going to see some proper racing with the DRS. A lot of people really close to each other, especially in the top 10.
Oh yeah.
So as it stands right now, it's the two championship leaders in second and third place, and then TJ, which is, where is he on the standings right now? He's got no points. He has no points yet. He was not here for race 1, and he finished 11th in Japan. So these are some points that Mercedes really wants, especially a win here with a double podium could definitely help them out, but it's so early in the race. It's only lap 4 of 29. we've still got a long way to go. And everybody started on that medium tire. Now that McChicken is out from the softs, everybody's pretty much going to be running almost the same strategy. They're going to be trying to take these mediums until about lap 15 or 16 or so, and then they're going to switch over to probably the hard tires, unless something happens in between now and then, and somebody decides to change their strategy due to a safety car or an incident or anything of the kind. We'll have to wait and see. But what do you think about Bats Plus and Cam starting on the hards instead of the mediums? Do you think the overcut is going to work here?
It's a possibility. I was about to ask you that question. I was about to say, how long does the hards last? If you're saying these mediums last, what, you said about 15 laps?
Yeah, it could take them about like 14, 15 laps. So that's at least what my strategy was saying the last time that I was racing here on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. So I'd say the hards will go about into the 20s.
Probably.
I would say. Okay, so they would. I think they might have the advantage of the undercut. I think they'll get a couple of places.
All right.
Due to any, if there's any type of changes, we got some wheel-to-wheel racing here between the newly driver Budweiser
and Captain Blade. And we have a spinner. McLaren. It's the McLaren of Chatty Duck.
Oh man.
On the exit of the last corner, unfortunately, having a little spin there, but Captain Blade remains in P9 or overtakes Budweiser because he has a DRS.
Look at this train here.
Yeah, Verstappen on Tebow. He's gonna get that place. Verstappen is up into P11. Budweiser is in the points on P10, but just got overtaken there by Captain Blade. And at the front, TJ is in front by 1.5 seconds or thereabouts. And then Professional in second and B-Tom in third place. Those two guys are much closer to each other. B-Tom is remaining about 2 to 3 tenths behind. They're coming into the DRS zone now on the exit of turn 12. Is B-Tom going to go for a move here? Nope, he's just going to sit behind them for now. Looks like Professional might not be slowing down too much, so maybe he's just playing this to his own advantage.
Yeah. Oh, nice overtake by Budweiser. Just took overtook Captain Blade there, but Captain Blade may have a chance to take that place back since we're getting back into the DRS. Start front straight.
All right.
Might. Oh.
Lap 7 now. Here comes B-Tom. B-Tom on Professional. He tried it, but Professional defends around the outside and puts the car in the right place. B-Tom's going to have to try again, but look how close he is riding on board with him now. He is pretty much kissing the back end of that Mercedes. Let's see if anything's going to happen here on the long back straight. Looks like the Mercedes got a little bit less swing, and he's able to keep up. And then on the top speed, B-Tom is able to catch up a little bit. He's definitely catching up through the corners. And he's really got a good run now. He's going to go on the right-hand side into turn 13. And it looks like he's going to be able to overtake there, and he's up into P2 and 2.2 seconds behind TJ. So TJ did get a little bit of extra gap on that situation behind him and gained from it. Let's see what's going to happen here next. Now we've got B-Tom defending from Professional and from Seafreeze, who's quickly catching up behind them. And this is turning into a four-way battle right now, all the way down to Mebby for P2 in tonight's race.
Just following the back here, it looked like there was a little hiccup by Captain Blade, but he was able to recover. Looked like he almost nearly hit the wall on start-finish straight. It's the back end battles. There's a couple of position changes here and there. All
right, we're watching Seafreeze now in the Ferrari following the cars in front of him here and also trying to defend from Mevi behind. It looks like TJ's gaining even more. He's now 2.4 seconds clear. So this is turning out to be a very strategic race right now. It's all about your strategy, keeping your tires alive, not making any mistakes, not getting any penalties or warnings, and just staying with these cars and the DRS, because I feel like TJ is kind of broken out a little bit. If you try to catch up to him if you're in front and you don't really have, you know, a much faster tire or a much faster pace, it's just going to burn out your ERS, and then you're going to be a sitting duck. So I think, like pretty much, you know, stick to the guys in front, catch your DRS, save some fuel, save the tires, make it to your pit stop.
I was going to ask you about that because I'm seeing a couple of guys who their ERS is either in the teens or in the 20s. I don't, you know, how did it work for you on Tuesday? I don't know if you was in this type of situation.
A little bit. I mean, I had to use it once in a while, but the battery here is pretty easy to regain or to recover. There's a couple of really hard braking points. There's a couple of points where you can kind of lift off into the corner as well. So you save up a few percent every single lap. But obviously, if you're using it to defend or if you're trying to catch up on the people in front, you're going to burn it very, very quickly around here.
Right.
And look at that, the gap at the front is now falling down a little bit between the two Red Bulls. B-Tom is starting to catch up. He's 2 seconds behind TJ now. He was 2.4 seconds behind just about half a lap ago, and it's now down to 1.9 seconds. So I think maybe B-Tom just needed to clear the cars in front of him to kind of gain his pace again. We'll see if that's going to be the case. He still needs to fight off the guys behind him. Those that have the DRS.
Well, yeah, it's seems like looks like the back end's starting to slow down. Cam with a 3-second first penalty of the race. There's another thing here with the penalties. I noticed from last night's race, it's kind of unfair for some drivers. I saw that GT Lion had returned, and I saw he caught a penalty that was pretty unfair. He didn't really go over the curb, really, and he got hit with a 3 seconds. So I don't know how it might play a factor here for tonight for these drivers.
Yeah, I agree. It's very, very easy to get warnings and penalties on this track, and unfortunately that system is still very inconsistent. I'll give you an example actually around this very track, turn 11. You can run very wide through turn 11 and you know, and then get a much better run through turn 12.
Right.
But if you run a little bit wide on the exit of turn 12, just a millimeter wider than normal, you get dinged with a penalty. Another one is turn 1. You can kind of ride the curve there, but if you get, again, just a tiny little bit farther out, you get that warning, you get that penalty. We have a yellow flag. Somebody has spun out. Is that professional? It is professional. Oh my goodness. What has happened? Professional has spun out into the gravel. He is stopped now to let some cars through. He's all the way down to P14 and has gravel on his medium tires that are 10 laps old. So he's not helping himself out. It's just so unfortunate. He was right up there in the fight for the championship or for the podium and maybe even the win tonight.
Yeah, he definitely was. Very unfortunate that happened. I don't know if he misjudged the corner or Captain Blade. The penalty. Oh, is that Dreamsy? Lost the place.
Yep, Verstappen overtaking Dreamsy there for P6. So one Mercedes falling places, unfortunately. The other Mercedes slowly gaining places. We'll see if 007 Professional can recover. But yeah, your championship leader at the moment after 2 rounds of racing down in P14 after 12 laps here tonight in round 3. So he's got some work to do now. Tebow is into the pits. He's the first one, and he's in on lap 12. And he's putting on the hards as predicted, as we sort of expected from most of the drivers that started on the mediums. Yep. I would be surprised, though, to see if maybe one of the hard starters like Bats Plus or Cam makes it far enough to switch over to a soft tire at the end. That would be pretty exciting.
That can happen, yeah. Oh,
let's see. Oh, Chargers off the track there for a moment. I'm not exactly sure how he ended up there, but looks like he is trying to overtake Cam.
Oh, yeah, he's at roll.
And we have another yellow flag as well.
That's Cam.
I'm not sure who.
Maybe.
Possibly Maybe, yeah.
Maybe looks like he's dropping.
And Chargers is overtaking Cam now.
Okay.
But he's now got Budweiser in front of him. Captain Blade, as we mentioned, has got a 3-second penalty. He's one of only 2 drivers with a penalty at the moment, and he is catching up to Bats Plus. I gotta say, I just love saying all of these names because this year's roster of the Platinum class is insane. Just absolutely insane. You know, veterans with titles to their names, triple champion, double champion, other class champions, just absolutely packed. This is a great grid, and that's why we have great racing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shiny just received a penalty.
Budweiser also in his debut, doing pretty good, riding in the points right now, up from where he started a couple of positions. So he might be able to get a good finish here tonight. We'll say good luck to him for the rest of the race.
Chargers is really on him, though.
Yeah, here he comes.
And there he is.
And that's an overtake there, up into P9. So Budweiser now holding on to the last point of tonight's race, but still in the points. Still got a chance to get points in his debut.
He will have the DRS.
Oh, Captain Blade touching wheels there together with Bats Plus. That was very tight.
TJ's in the pits, and Seafreeze moves up to 2nd place.
Yeah, so most people doing about 14 laps on these tires. Some people might try and stretch out these mediums. We also have Budweiser into the pits right now, also from the mediums. Let's see if he puts on the hard tire. Yep, Budweiser onto the hard tire as well. And TJ is back out into P8 behind Captain Blade. At the front now we have B-Tom leading the race with 2.2 seconds clear of Seafreeze. Seafreeze playing on his PC for the 2nd week in a row now. Oh, we have another yellow 007 Professional and Chatty Duck. Did they come together? Did they have a moment? Not so sure, but 007 Professional is in P14. He might have just had a spin by himself, possibly.
Might have. Those tires are not warm, so it's going to take a little bit.
Yep, Stanley has now inherited P3. He's got Verstappen right behind him in P4, about 6/10 of a second behind, and now the leaders are into the pits.
All right.
B-Tom is in, putting on a hard tire. And Seafree is also switching over to a hard tire. Ferrari doing a pretty good job of the stop there. Where are these guys going to come out of the pits here? How many spots are they going to have to try and recover? And here they go now. Pretty clean exit there for everyone. Seafree is down to P8. TJ up in P5.
Wow.
And B-Tom P4, so wow, they really did a good job on their in-laps. Oh, as I say that, B-Tom runs very wide. Captain Blade gets another 3-second penalty. Now Chargers and Cam are attacking, and Cam goes over and overtakes B-Tom for P5. So all of that work that B-Tom did unfortunately, kind of down the drain. Now his own teammate is catching up to him as well. He's had a lap to warm up these hard tires already. B-Tom has not. Wow.
Yeah.
Things are getting heated.
But it has been a very quiet race. Just a couple of changes here and there, but you know, nothing crazy.
Yeah, I think overall very clean lap, clean race. Sorry, and people doing a pretty good job. Everybody's sticking close together. We're seeing some good moves here. Here comes B-Tom on Cam. They both have the DRS, but B-Tom's just a little bit quicker into turn 1, and he's back up into P5 once again and has DRS on the exit as well, but so does Cam, so he's able to keep up. And then TJ behind Cam in P7. They are all very close to each other there. At the front, it's now Ecos Verstappen leading the race, but he's not in the net lead. He has not pitted yet. He's on 15 laps and on the 16th lap now on these medium tires. So is Dreamsy, so is Captain Blade in P2 and P3, and so is Chargers in P4. So once they make their stops, it's going to be V-Tom, Cam. Oh, and look at that. TJ is overtaking Cam right now through turn 11. Well done there. Cam is going to stick with him. Are they both going to have the DRS? Yes, they do. Yes, Cam looking for a move, but not close enough for now.
No. He might try to get him to start, finish.
In front of them, Chargers peels off into the pits, and so does Captain Blade.
Oh, so that's going to move same TJ up. So 4th position.
And B-Tom with the fastest lap and beating the TCR lap record around here.
Oh, really?
With a 121.348, I think it was. Let's put it on here. Fastest lap, 121.276. Wow. Congratulations to 007 Professional with the new TCR lap record around Australia.
And it's not over yet.
Alright, so lap 17 to 29. We've got 12 laps to go. It's been pretty clean. We've only had one VSC so far. I guess I'll take this chance to remind you guys all about the links in the description to this video. There's a link to our website where you can find information and sign up to race with us, or if you just want to join the Discord and chat with us, we have a super fan role that we can assign to you, and you can kind of stay up to date on the conversations going on in our different chats there. You can also sign up to race in the league. Other than that, you can check out our TCR merchandise shop. We've got some really cool things there, and of course every single purchase goes to support the league in growing even further and providing you guys with more racing action as much as we can. And obviously, you know, this year the guys are getting prizes and trophies. We've got some really exciting things lined up for that, as Chatty Duck unfortunately has a spin there on the start-finish straight. Also in the description to the video, there's our sponsor, our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec. Check out the link there. If you're looking to get some of their equipment, you'll be helping out the league in doing so. Oh, it looks like there's been an incident with Budweiser and Captain Blade, and Captain Blade is now out of the race. Tebow is kind of slow as well. I think he's got damage. Yes, he does. So maybe it was Tebow and Captain Blade that came together. And yeah, we have a Sector 1 yellow, and we have lost another car out of the race. We've now lost McChicken and Captain Blade, and we're down to 14 drivers.
Oh man. But it hasn't really brought out a safety car, so it's not bad. So still got some decent racing going on.
Yeah, 10 laps to go. Anything could still happen, but at the moment it is B-Tom in the Red Bull out in front with a 1.7 second gap to his own teammate TJ
Sector 3.
in P2. Yeah, Sector 3 yellow looks like is that
That's
Budweiser. Budweiser unfortunately having a little bit of a spin. That last corner is very, very tricky to get it right. 3-second penalty for Stanley for multiple warnings. And I was just going to mention as well, Seafreeze now in P3 with a 1.7 gap to TJ, and he's got pretty good gap behind him there with Verstappen. So yeah, I think he's in a pretty good place to get another podium finish here tonight. That would be 2 podium finishes in a row. He got P2 here last night in Japan.
Oh.
Another Sector 3. Oh, Verstappen.
He lost his wing.
Has spun on the exit of turn 12 and lost his wing indeed. That is not a good situation.
Oh boy. So the Mercedes team is having quite a fit here in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of looking good for the start of the race, but everything just kind of fell apart for them. Hopefully, they're able to recover. We'll see what happens. I'm watching right now as Cam. He's gaining on professional, and I'm trying to figure out how did he end up on a brand new set of medium tires. Did he pit a second time?
Remember, he
Was he on the hards before?
Yeah, he was on the hards.
Ah, okay.
Remember, he was one of the 2 that was on the hards. I think it was him and Bats Plus in the beginning.
Okay, and then Dreamsy is on a brand new set of softs.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Penalty for Cam. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see if they're able to catch up. Mebby is catching up to Stanley. He's almost within a second now. He's going to want to be within a second by the time they get into turn 14 so he can get the DRS on the start-finish straight.
Wow. Ooh, man, Cam is all over the back end of Professional, trying to make a move on him. Ooh, Professional went a little wide there. I think he will get him right here, though. Oh, Cam, he hit that corner. He would have passed 007, but he caught a little bit of that right curb. Put him back a little bit. He's going to have to try to work his way back up to Professional and try to take him next time out.
Yeah, that was a very close call there, but he managed to save the car and not spinning it out. Still holding on to P9. Couple of points. We'll see if he's able to get that here tonight. Let's jump to the front here. Mebby is within the DRS zone of Stanley now. That's the battle for 4th position in tonight's race. Let's see if anything's going to happen here with the DRS on the exit of turn 12. Mebby opens up the rear wing. Closing up on Stanley. Not close enough just yet. He's going to have the DRS once again on the start-finish straight. DRS zones here, there's plenty of them. There's 3, but they're not very long.
No.
So you don't really get too much out of them. It's not Baku by any means.
Oh, no, definitely not. Which I think will be next week's race.
That's correct. Yeah, good segue into that. Yeah, we'll be racing in Baku in Azerbaijan next week, starting on Tuesday with the silver class, Wednesday golden, and platinum class on Thursday. That should be one hell of a race. I mean, Baku is always, full of incidents, full of action, full of overtakes. It's fast, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Lots of 90-degree corners.
One of your favorites or no?
Absolutely. I love Baku. I absolutely love that track.
So do you love it more than Canada?
I mean, Canada is, it's very flowy. It is lots of fun to drive around there, but it's more difficult, in my opinion, than Baku is.
Hmm.
Baku is just fun. It's just every lap is so much fun.
That's true. How about Sea Freeze here with this little 1, 2, 3 trolley here?
Yeah, it looks like all of them are catching up on each other here. Seafree's catching up on TJ. TJ catching up on his own teammate B-Tom. They've got the DRS. This is about to be a nice little party over here in the last 5 laps or 6 laps of this race.
It's looking like last night.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't think last night really ended up turning out like the big battle that we were expecting. Everything kind of ended exactly like it was, but could that be different here tonight? Seafree's just dropping out of the 1 second. He needs to really close up that gap.
Yeah, he's only riding on 6% battery right now.
Let's see if he can save up some battery, use the DRS to his advantage. Get nice up and close to TJ and maybe split the Red Bulls on the podium.
Maybe.
Looks like Stanley and Mebby. Oh, Stanley and Mebby battling it out through turn 12. They were side by side. There was a bit of wheel banging. They're going to be going into turn 13 together. Nope. It looks like Mebby's going to jump ahead. Jumping ahead is Mebby into P4.
Yes, and also got Dreamsy right behind him. He's on the softs too.
Alright, the top 3 have dropped out of the DRS zone. Oh no, Seafree still has DRS on TJ. There we go. But they are more than a second apart.
And he actually is gaining battery life too.
And then we've got this little battle here between Mebby, Stanley, and Dreamsy. 3 cars very close to each other. On lap 24 at 29, 5 more laps to go. Can we see some more crazy overtaking, some more action? Maybe a safety car very late on. That could definitely shake things up.
Never know.
Alright, well, Sensation, any thoughts so far? How are you liking the race? Are you going to change your predictions for the podium?
No, I'm gonna stay with what I usually just stay with the predictions, but it's very quiet. I'm very surprised by that. It's very quiet. Plus, with the the second sector being what it is, I'm really surprised that it's not what I thought. But it's overall, I mean, it's a pretty decent race, nonetheless.
Yeah, I think we've seen some good overtakes. The DRS zones have, helped out a little bit, not massively, but this battle is still going on here. 3-way battle between Mebby, Stanley, and Dreamsy for the 4th position in tonight's race. It's a pretty good heap of points to whoever finishes there. So we'll see which one of these 3 drivers will be able to finish just outside of the podium, but still get some really good points here tonight. TJ back into the DRS zone of B-Tom. Can he keep up though? I mean, he doesn't have the DRS just yet. He's just getting into the 1 second gap. But I feel like every time he gets in there, it's much more difficult just to kind of keep up. And maybe it's more difficult to slow down the car as well with the wing open when it shuts down. I mean, that could be a thing. Let's see if he's gonna get the DRS right now on this straight. He does not.
He should get it in the next one though.
Nope, no DRS just yet for TJ. He's gonna have to work a little bit more to try and get that DRS enabled for himself once again. But Stanley does have the DRS right now on Mebby. Not quite close enough to make a move.
crazy. Just paying attention to Seafreeze and how he is really charging up his battery here. Was down at 6%, now back up to about 40.
Yeah, but he's 2.1 seconds behind TJ with only 3 laps to go, so it's not going to be easy to catch that up again. TJ kind of going between 0.9 of a second to 1.1 seconds. We have another spin. Oh, it's Tebow. Tebow spinning on the exit of turn 4. Professional has recovered back up into P8, and he's within a second of Chargers in front of him. Let's see if he can get a few more points here tonight, claw them out. Had a win, of course, last week, so a little bit unfortunate here tonight for him.
Oh, yeah. But I must admit, TJ's holding very nicely with his teammate.
Yeah, he's kind of keeping up with him, but not being able to close down the gap. But it's still nice to see that somebody is driving at the same pace as B-Tom. I mean, compared to a couple of years ago when he absolutely dominated this class, this season he's got a lot of competition.
Oh, yeah, he definitely does. Definitely does. A couple of new faces here and there. Hopefully they'll be cracking the top and posing a little bit of a threat. And the gap that these guys have over Seafreeze looks more than what it is. Oh, sector 3.
Oh, it's Dreamsy.
Oh,
Dreamsy has had a spin.
Oh.
And he's unfortunately now down to P9. He's got slightly old soft tires, 9-lap old. So he might be feeling a little bit of that wear now.
Oh, yeah. Cam, another penalty. I think that's about 9 seconds worth.
Yeah, and most of the drivers doing a pretty good job, though, tonight of avoiding the penalties. Let's take a look at that right now. We've got 3 seconds for Stanley, Chatty, and Tebow. And you were correct. Yeah, 9 seconds for Cam.
Oh, man.
Alright, so I'm not sure we're going to see any more changes here for the lead of the race. B-Tom seems to be pretty comfortable right now. In P1, TJ is his own teammate in the Red Bull, heading for a Red Bull 1-2. Seafreeze almost 5 seconds back now on these two guys in P3. Kind of lacking a little bit of pace here tonight to keep up with the Red Bulls, but still doing a great job of holding on to the podium position. And then we've got Mebby, Stanley, and Chargers. They were battling between themselves, but it looks like that one's kind of winding down as well. Mebby holding on to P4 pretty comfortably. Stanley behind by more than a second. Chargers 2.8 behind Stanley.
Man, it's the very last lap.
Yeah, we're on the last lap. I guess this race went through pretty quickly. We didn't have many major stoppages. We just had a pretty short VSC. A couple of guys that unfortunately did not finish, Captain Blade and McChicken. Let's see if the rest of the guys can bring it home. The 2 Red Bulls are coming into the last couple of corners now. And it's going to be a Red Bull 1-2 in round 3 of Season 14 in the Platinum class. B-Tom with the win. TJ with P2. And Seafreeze is going to hold on to the third step and get himself another podium finish 2 weeks in a row.
Nice.
All right, well, there we go. Those are your podium finishers there, and a 1-2 for Red Bull. Very impressive drive from pretty much everyone here tonight, but especially the Red Bulls and the the Ferrari of Seafreeze. We have Mebby in P4, Chargers in 5, 007 Professional managed to recover to P6 after his incident, Stanley into P7, Dreamsy in P8, Cam in P9, and Budweiser, congratulations to him, getting himself a point in his debut in the Platinum class of Trinity Competitive Racing.
Congratulations. There's your winner. B-Tom.
B-Tom with the second win of his season. And he's had 2 fastest laps before as well. I'm not sure if he got the fastest lap in this one or not.
Mm-hmm.
But so far he's had both fastest laps in both rounds.
Nice.
And the first one this season to 2 wins.
Not bad at all. E-Time, same TJ, Seafreeze. His teammate, who was driver of the day, who was just Chargers, he was actually 5th. It's not bad. Bad day at the office for the Mercedes.
Yeah, definitely a pretty good race overall as well. I think everyone enjoyed that one. B-Tom with another win. TJ with the podium in P2. A 1-2 for Red Bull, as we already mentioned. We didn't talk about anyone under the top 10 there. Chatty Duck is in 11th. Ecos Verstappen in 12th. Bats Plus in 13th. Tebow in 14th. And then unfortunately we lost Captain Blade and McChicken. And those are your finishers here tonight. Sensation, your thoughts about the race?
Didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, but overall, like you said earlier, it was definitely a clean race. We had a couple of penalties here and there, nothing heavy. Actually, probably the lightest we ever had in quite some time. So, overall, a very decent race.
Yeah, I gotta say, it was extremely clean racing here tonight. There wasn't really any wheel banging, with the exception of a couple of minor places, couple of spins here and there, of course. But again, this track is very, very difficult to keep the acceleration on, especially through the last corner and a couple of other places. So definitely can understand that. But overall, one tiny VSC at the start of the race, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, I completely agree with you on that point. But we're gonna give our drivers here just a couple more seconds to join us in the podium interviews. I've sent out the invites to all of them, and most of them have already joined up here. We do have the Ferrari of Seafreeze in P3. Seafreeze, 2 podiums in a row, 2 weeks in a row. You had P2 last week in Japan. You now got P3 tonight in Australia. Were you kind of expecting more for tonight? Were you kind of heading for the win? Or are you pretty much happy with the pace and how the car felt and everything? Tell us about the race. Seafreeze, are you there? There we go. We heard you for a second there. Yeah, we can hear you now. All right, and next week we're heading to Baku. It's kind of a love-hate track. Some people love it, some people hate it. What do you feel like about Baku, and do you think you can get another podium there and make it 3 weeks in a row? All right, Sensation, any questions for Seafreeze?
Yeah. So now that you have the Mercedes dropping down a little bit after today's race, and now the Red Bull's got to gain up, and also your teammate who became the driver of the day. What will be the plans for Baku as far as getting the Ferrari team back up on top? Okay.
All right, congrats again on the podium here tonight. Good luck next week.
All right.
Okay, let's go over to the Red Bull team. We're gonna start off with TJ getting P2 here tonight. Finally getting some points on the board in this season. Of course, unfortunately, you missed out on the season opener, but you were here for Japan and only managed P11 there. So, of course, tonight here, getting a 1-2, first of all, is amazing, but getting some points on the board and getting some big points on the board. How do you feel here tonight? How was the race?
I mean, thank you. It felt great considering our last week went. I felt really happy with the result. The race was straightforward. I think at the start I had a mid start. I didn't really get a good lunch of the line, but we kept it clean from there and kept going and kept pulling the gap away from professional. And once he had the mistake, or once my teammate overtook him, it was easy going from there onto the pit stop. I think I had a moment with Captain Blake coming around. I had to brake super hard because if I didn't, it would have cut me off into turn one. So I lived to fight another day. And apart from that, it was just easy going. And with that contact with my teammate, I think because he was on colder tires, he had to go a bit slower, and I misjudged that, so I ran into him. But good thing that didn't cost me any wing damage. But yeah, overall the race was good. I had the pace. I think I was able to keep up with my teammate, which is an accomplishment for me because we all know how quick Brandon is or Taz is, so I'll take that.
All right, Sensation, do you have any questions for TJ?
Yes. Well, as I had told you earlier, I had you as my guy to win tonight, but second place is not bad. Um, uh, so now that the the change has happened as far as the teams and the constructors, the Mercedes was up there for a little bit. Now it looked like it's you guys now that has just moved up and gained big time. What are the game plan for Baku for next week?
Well, it's not going to change because it's all about practice. My teammate doesn't really have time to put in practice, so I really have to go and like find setups, like suitable setups, and then together when we get together on Thursday before the race, we work together with it and come up with the best setup that for the race. So that's going to be the game plan. So put in a lot of hours prior to Thursday, and once you get here, we just go and get into a session together, work on the setup, and then get us prepared as much as we can for the race.
Okay, cool.
All right, amazing drive here tonight, TJ. Congratulations again, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, let's jump over to our winner. And for the second time this season, he is on that top step, the first driver this season to make it to 2 wins or more. We'll see if he's going to get more this season. But congratulations again to B-Tom for the win here tonight. B-Tom, how was the race? How did it feel? And what was the key to the win here tonight?
I think the race was pretty sketchy, to be honest. There were a couple of code brown moments. The first one being turn 1. I thought it was clear at TJ going into turn 1, so I just, took the inside, but he kind of swooped around the outside and tagged my front end, which unsettled the car, so I had to go into the grass a bit, and then I lost the position professional. I think I had a bit more pace than him, so I just kept him under pressure, and eventually I was able to get past, and then from that point onwards, it was just keeping it clean and seeing if I could close the gap up to TJ. And if not, just settle for second. I mean, after a week of not playing the game, you kind of get a little rusty. I did that last season, but since this game is newer and I'm not as familiar with it, it's not quite the same. It's a bit trickier, so I'm not really comfortable to push most of the time. So, originally I was just going to settle for second, but then I guess CJ had some issues on his out lap, and I was able to jump ahead of him. So at that point, I was like, might as well just try and hold position. I mean, I'm not just going to throw a win away. So, on my out lap, we had a bit of contact. I think it was turn 4, turn 5. So then I had to go off the track again to not spin. But afterwards, it was pretty straightforward. I did have 2 track limits warning, so I was pretty cautious after that. But all in all, pretty good race. Really happy to see a 1-2 for the team. Really great for TJ to get his first pole, and hopefully we can maintain this momentum and get more 1-2s in the future.
Yeah, very well said there. Sensation, your questions for our winner.
Well, now that you have a teammate that's staying with you, look like you guys are going to have a pretty high chance of taking the constructors, and maybe possibly you guys might be battling for the drivers' championship.
Yeah, I think we have a really strong lineup, arguably the strongest lineup on the grid. I think you guys saw in Japan, TJ was really quick in quali. He wasn't so lucky in the race, but I think his banker was a 19.1 and pole was like a 18.9.
Right.
And he definitely had more time on the table, so I think he's really going to be one to watch going forward. But I think we can claim both championships. We've just got to do the job every single race, not make mistakes, and hope that we have a bit of luck on our side. Because I think regardless of how good you are, you need a little bit of luck to win races and championships. But yeah, I think we can pull it off.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, congrats again on another win. Good luck next week and for the rest of the season.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. We've heard from our podium finishers. We've seen the race. It was a very nice and clean race here tonight. No major incidents. Very good overtaking. Really fast and, really nice. It was just an overall good race to watch. Sensation, your thoughts about it? Your kind of last words? What do you want to say?
Oh well, the race tonight was, like I said, it wasn't what I thought it would be, but it was definitely very clean driving. Couple of excitements here and there. Unfortunate crash outs. Overall, decent clean race. Next week, not sure, not so sure if it's going to be the same. Being Azerbaijan and the famous castle section and the high curbs, so it will be definitely a thriller next week for sure.
All right, well said, and I guess you guys can join us then to see exactly what's going to happen there. Tuesday for the silver class, Wednesday for gold, and then Thursday for platinum class. As always, at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And before we let you guys go, make sure again you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave some more comments in the live chat, share it out to friends and anyone else who might be interested. Let's try and grow our audience as much as possible. We're only a few subscribers away from 500 subscribers on the channel. That would be absolutely incredible if we can hit that number by next week. That would be amazing. But thanks everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. Check out the links in the description to our website to find the information on how you can race with us, and check out our Discord channel. You can check out our merchandise shop, our affiliate sponsor Fanatec, and everything else that's in there. But until then, it's pretty much it here for tonight. We'll see you guys next week in Baku. From Blin Machine, from Mrs. Sensation, and everybody in the Platinum class here.